Well, good afternoon, viewers. Today we have a 2013 Ram 2500 HD. It's got the 5.7 Hemi, and it was towed in because of a crank no start condition. So first and foremost, we're going to confirm the condition. We're going to pay attention to some warning lights on the dash. Let's shut the door so we don't have to listen to this chime. So first and foremost, does the check engine light come on? And yes, it does, over in the bottom left-hand corner. And we're going to confirm the condition by cranking it. You see a message, service four-wheel drive system. Check engine light flashing. That's interesting. Let's watch the tach one more time. So it appears we have an RPM signal. So the next step is to scan it, see what codes it's generating. So we're going to scan this thing. I've got the key in the run position. It's actually 2012. I think I said it was a 13 when I introduced it. Likely the same. So we're going to go display fitted systems and do a code scan of all the controllers. ASD main relay control. Well, that'll do it. SureTrack is suggesting that the most common fix is the fuse box, relay box. That's the totally integrated power module or the front control module. So we got a relay problem or a control problem. Implausible data received from the ECM, PCM. Plausible data received from the ECM, PCM. And that's the end of the code scan. So let's look at the P0685. Troubleshooter, engine, code tips, P0685, something to do with the ASD relay. Monitor state is when the control circuit active and battery voltage greater than 10.4 volts. The actual ASD state is not equal to the desired ASD state. ASD stands for automatic shutdown. 1 trip fault, 3 good trips to turn off the MIL. Possible causes: fused battery plus circuits, ASD relay control circuit open, ASD relay control circuit shorted to ground, ASD relay problem, power distribution center, powertrain control module. So it's something to do with the ASD relay. I got the key on now. I'm going to back out and I'm going to go right back to the engine control computer and system tests. And no, not system tests. Looking for actuator tests, functional tests. Auto shutdown relay control state, because right now it turned it off. Chrysler turns it on and turns it off again. So the state is false right now. And the sense filtered state is off. If I command it on, the sense state should switch to on, and it doesn't. So let's have a look at the ASD relay. So this is the ASD relay, and I already switched it with the one next to it, which I believe is the rear window defogger relay. I don't even think this has grid lines, so that's a bonus relay. And that didn't make any difference. So we're going to get a relay jumper in here to bypass this relay or relay switch. So here is a relay switch. Let's turn the light on here so we can see a little better. It only fits one way, so it really doesn't, makes it fairly idiot proof. And if I turn this on, which is in this position, I bet you the vehicle will start. So this switch appears to be failing. Gotta like it when your test equipment gives you a problem. I mean, I drove this thing here with a jumper wire across 87 and 30. So I know the control side of this relay is a problem. It's ground side controlled by the PCM, which is over in the right front corner of the engine, or right rear corner of the engine compartment. We're gonna get a wiring diagram and look at the base of this TIPM to see if we can find a corroded wire, and also see if maybe that connector is in play, because I've had wires corrode going in and out of this connector. But let's get a diagram. So here's the OE wiring diagram, and pin 85 or 86 is supplied power from the circuit board inside the totally integrated power module. Pin 85 or 86 is grounded. Now I'm saying 85 or 86 because this is a rectangularly based relay and it can be installed either way. So when you look at the relay, it's 4 pins and you can put it in 180 degrees. So it's ground side controlled by the powertrain control module, but there is connector C130 and pin 31. I wonder if that's the one right beside the battery tray here. Let's see if we can find a connector view for connector 130. So I'm doing a keyword search for connector 130. I'm thinking that's the one right beside the battery. And pin 31 should be the pin. That should be this pin right here. Let's see, 31 should be ASD relay control, brown and black. So I believe that's the connector right beside the battery. Which is this one right here. So I'm going to try and identify that pin and see if we've got control there. So pin 31 is the third one in on the corner that has the red wire, which is this pin right here. No, that ain't it. It's 34, 33, 32, 34, 33, 32, 31. Brown and black. Well, there's a brown and black there. There's a brown wire. I can't tell if it's got a black line on it, but it's not in pin 31. Unless we look at this connector over here. No, it's on this end. Because this one main yellow wire, 7654, is fused battery yellow red. So it's definitely this. Let me look at this a little closer. Well, that's definitely the pin 31, and that's brown with a black tracer, but it changes color on the other side of the connector, or it appears to change. No, it doesn't. It's just, I'm doing a tug test on the wire just to see if the wire is compromised. Yeah, that's it right there. Brown, black. Now, the problem could be underneath the TIPM here, but I'm going to see if, and I checked already to see that we have power on pin 85 and 30. So the control power is there, it's missing the ground. So I'm going to back pin this and try and ground it with a test light. So I got the key in the run position, powered to pin 85, and I'm grounding pin 86 through this circuit with a test light, and it should turn the relay on, and it's not. Let's double check. But it would appear that there's an open somewhere between here and the TIPM, so we're going to pull this TIPM up and look underneath it, specifically for that brown black wire, see if it's corroded open somewhere between here and there. Let's see, how do we get this up? Might have to disconnect the release tabs here. I'm not sure which harness it's in, but I'm looking for signs of green corrosion. I don't see anything yet. Now I'm going to look around. So it's connector 2, pin 14, and I'm not sure which one is connector 2. I would assume this is 1 and 2, but not 100% certain. Don't see any oxidized terminals yet. So I got to figure out which one of these connectors is connector 2. So believe it or not, connector 2, according to this, is blue. And pin 14 of that connector is the ASD, black and brown, or brown and black ASD control, 20 gauge wire. So that's this connector right up top here. Normally you can see something failed. Don't see anything obvious. Now that appears to go towards the dash, not towards that other connector. But I don't see any other blue connectors at the TIPM. There's a blue one, there's a green one. I would have thought it would be this green one, but according to the... Well, I'm going to see if I can figure it out. So I got a relay breakout harness in there, and I've got power to pin 86. And if I ground pin 85 with the test light, you can hear the relay turn on. This is definitely the control wire in this connector here. And I don't see it compromised anywhere, so I'm going to reconnect this, put some silicone grease on these slides so that it slides in a little easier and blow the dust out of it. And then I'm going to back pin and ground it coming out of the TIPM, see if that turns the relay on. So I've got the wire grounded through the test light by back pinning it on the bottom here. I'm 99% sure I'm making a connection, and it doesn't turn it on yet. It turns it on if I ground the terminal up here. So that would theoretically mean there's a problem with the printed circuit in the TIPM. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right circuit by checking to see if the ECM can ground this wire up to this point. Where's positive? This is positive. So I'm going to use the scan tool to command the control on and see if it'll light that test light. Better yet, just turn the key on and see if the test light lights. Now it didn't light. So the ECM can ground that wire up to there, so that means there's an open in the TIPM. Well, theoretically we need a new totally integrated power module. Let me think about this. Maybe we can bypass that control circuit. I don't really want to take this TIPM apart, but it looks like we're going to have to, or do something to bypass it. So what I did was I soldered a light gauge wire, this blue wire, to pin 85 of the relay, which is the control side of the relay. Plugged the relay back in, ran the wire through this side of the TIPM, and tied it in, spliced it in to the wire going in on the control side of the relay. So theoretically now, this thing should start. Let's have a look. Let's give it a try. So theoretically this thing should start. Well, the disclaimer is there's probably other things going on inside this totally integrated power module. But for now, the major concern is resolved. I hear it has an exhaust leak, so he's going to have to deal with that. Probably exhaust manifold studs. But we'll clear the codes out of the ECM now. So I'm going to go back in and do a network code clear, because it's generated a bunch of codes. Then we're going to command the ASD relay on and off and watch it with the scan tool like we did before when it wasn't working. I'm 99.9% sure it's going to work just fine, just the way it is. Obviously, if somebody needs to replace that relay, they're going to have a problem because the wire is soldered to the leg of the relay. And we get to listen to my furnace run. Okay. Go into engine. Functional tests. Auto shutdown relay control state. I really expected to find a corroded wire. So this is the command of the relay, and right now it's false or off. And this is the filtered switch sense. And if I turn it on, it shows on. Turn it off, it shows off. If I toggle it, you can see it toggles on and off just fine. Exit. Exit. Codes menu. Read codes. No codes present. So that's it for now. We'll give it back to the customer with the understanding that there could be other things going on in that TIPM, and until something else fails, we'll let them drive it like this.